one look at Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time, and you'd expect the game to be a walk in the park when it comes to platformers. However, you couldn't be more wrong. I don't think I've ever had so much fun with a game that infuriated me than with Crash Bandicoot 4. Coincidentally, this is the same experience I had with the series when I was 10 years old, and it took me a week to get past the first island. Crash Bandicoot 4 not only gives longtime fans a dose of what they remember about the series, but also includes a few new elements to keep players coming back for more, if not to complete challenges, then because they ran out of lives for the 10th time.
Akano! Old Dark Matter himself!
Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time has been, as the name suggests, a long time coming for the series. Now in the hands of developer Toys for Bob, we get an experience tailored to fans new and old. After they remastered the original trilogy, I see that the developer took notes on what makes Crash so unique compared to other 3D platformers. The game excelled in several areas of the genre and continued to push it even further with the inclusion of power-ups and various characters to mix it up. The adventure begins with Neo Cortex and Entropy busting out of prison, causing a rift in the fabric of space and time. This allows the baddies to connect and control universes for their evil deeds. It's classic villain stuff here, but it won't be long before Aku Aku sends Crash and Coco on an adventure to save the multiverse. To assist on this journey are additional masks that grant the heroes new powers as they face off against recognizable foes of their past. The story only serves as a reason for this adventure to take place, but it never overstays its welcome. Throughout the adventure, new characters become playable who bring variety to the platforming by using unique skills to get through the stages. The more exciting moments of gameplay use the idea of time that you may overlook your first run through, such as a door randomly opening only to unlock an optional stage as a different character who caused the door to open, and seeing this play out. It's these significant touches on the game's adventure that makes it unique. It's a great way to show the impact that these additional characters have on the adventure instead of just offering them their own levels for the hell of it. Still, it does take a little adjusting to understand how each of them play, and it's often at the cost of a few lives. Luckily, the developer does offer some pointers, but after playing as Crash for so long, you'll have to ease up the muscle memory of relying solely on his spins. Crash Bandicoot 4 is insanely difficult at times. From the very beginning, the developer throws you into a lengthy version of Insanity Beach that takes you on a roller coaster ride through the environment. Players are expected to get the hang of sliding on poles, precise platformings, and getting past a long list of enemies as they make their way to the goal. This is more or less the same in each level, but the difficulty only increases with the inclusion of more obstacles that require the assistance of quantum masks. The only real drawback of this is that some of the power-ups just aren't that interesting, and you're left to master them across each universe. The levels are also insanely long. Each stage seems to go on forever, which might have limited the number of playable levels. But this only becomes a real issue when you're aiming to collect everything the adventure has to offer. Each stage is rife with collectible gem opportunities, which unlock new outfits. You'd be lucky to complete them your first time through, so multiple playthroughs are necessary. Still, it's a pain having to play the long levels over and over again looking for one missed box. Regardless of the length, the level designs are simply beautiful. They mix up areas of classic 2D platforming and 3D so seamlessly that you can't really tell where one ends or begins. You're just worried about surviving. The controls are precise, with an additional level of security being a circle under Crash for those pesky boxes that like to float out in the air. Many of the enemies appear to just be reskinned enemies from previous levels, but that doesn't make them any less difficult. What's important is how the developer didn't get too comfortable using the same gimmicks, which forces the player to think outside the box in many cases. I think the developers recognize the long levels, so we have these flashback stages that are unlocked by collecting VHS tapes. This gives players a look at the trials that Crash had to go through before the first game. These challenge stages are so fun to complete. Sure, you will die a lot, but they are just so satisfying to get through. Furthermore, there are time trials and secret areas to discover during each stage to give more incentives to returning to those for a round 2. By the end of the adventure, you will become a Crash master, and all the near controller breaks and curse words yelled that got you to where you are will be in the past. The game has some accessibility options if you don't want the classic experience, but it's definitely designed to test the skills of the player. There are a few kinks here and there regarding the physics added by the new power-ups that make the game feel a little unfair at times. However, there's still so much quality found in each level that gives this adventure a real personality, even at the expense of high difficulty.
We lost touch in your universe too, huh?
Yeah, you could say that.
What did we, like, die or something?
What? No, nope, no, No, definitely not.
Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, gives us a Crash experience that we've been waiting so long for. The developer seems to understand what was unique about the series and added a touch of their own imagination to make it their own. The product is a 3D platformer that is as fun as it is frustrating, and yet it fits in perfectly with the other titles. So without saying more, here's to another generation of Crash. Noisy Pixel is giving Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time a 9 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Please read the full review on noisypixel.net. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please subscribe to keep up with all our future content.